Good morning, January 25th, Thursday, 2024. Over here, walking around Hunter Wright Stadium here in Kingsport, Tennessee, looking for some birds. There's a very loud crow over there. There's Hunter Wright Stadium. There's a dog park over there somewhere. There's a cardinal just flew over, sat in that tree right there. You can see him probably there at the top. Coming around the stadium here. A building over here. From here it looks like it says Wicked Weed. What the heck is that? Wow, look how green that grass is. Speaking of grass, yeah, it does say Wicked Weed Brewing Company. Never heard of it. Wonder if they lace their beer with marijuana. Probably do. Yeah, so this is a pretty nice looking field here. I've moved off into this brushy area over here. There's a lot of thorns, a lot of brush. Kind of thick, but let's see how far we can get through here. I've seen a lot of little birds, mostly a lot of cardinals flying around here. I think that there's some power lines up there. So I think if I make it up there to those power lines, I can walk this way, follow the lines, and it'll take me down to behind the Lowe's down there. I'll try that. Some kind of little trail, probably a wildlife trail coming up through here. Here's a view of the stadium from up here. And then we still got a little ways to go up to these power lines up here. This is the way we've come from down there at the stadium up through here. Alongside these woods here, there are less thorns. The birds are being very shy, hard to photograph. Up here, we're almost up to the power lines. We're going to try to go down this way towards Lowe's. So we've made it up here to the power lines out here. It's a nice day out here, 58 degrees. Actually, it's supposed to rain today, and we're likely to get caught in it because it's supposed to be coming down around this time. But we will go on. Whole mess of goldfinches. At least that's what they look like to me, but they're so hard to get close to get a good photo. But they're all over here. One sitting right there. Several down there. Try to get some photos here. Yeah, there's just a ton of goldfinches over here. We'll try to walk in here. You probably see them all fly away. I've got a few shots, but it's hard to get close. Let me try to get a shot of those right there. I think they finally spotted me, and they have moved up into these trees over here. Yeah, a bunch of them just flew over here to this tree. See how from these power lines over this way, there's a field over here, over near the rock quarry over here. I'm gonna try to get over into this field. That's where I'm running into all these birds. I think they're goldfinches for the most part. So I'm gonna head over this way into the field over here. So we've made it over here to this field. I hear birds. I'm gonna walk around the edge of this field here. Coming out of the field here towards the power lines again. Got a bunch of rocks over here. And it comes out into this gravelly lot. Some more rocks down there. We're back under the power lines here, and down there is Lowe's, and that's Walmart over there. So I'm gonna cut through these woods behind Lowe's back over to the road leading up to Hunter Wright Stadium. I just saw a whole another bunch of goldfinches here. Here's an old vehicle, whole engine there. Nothing but the frame. There's the transmission. I wonder what kind of vehicle that was. There's a nuthatch over here. He's on that log right now. More goldfinches. Walking through the woods here behind the Lowe's. They got a fence down there separating the Lowe's from the woods here. Seeing a lot of woodpeckers too. There's something up here on the ground. Looks like some kind of bin. There's just some kind of empty bin there. There's a little chickadee. Some more little goldfinches right in here. There's Lowe's. And we're going to come out to the road over here where this fence ends. Okay, so now we're coming back out to Granby Road, and we'll walk back up to the stadium. Back over here at the stadium, and the dog park is right up here. I just want to check out this dog park, see what it looked like. They got benches in there, little activities for the dog. It's called Dogwood Park, Kingsport, Tennessee. Here's the rules and regulations. Looks like a pretty big park here. That's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks for hiking along with me. I'll catch you next time. Roger, over and out. Invincibility is a glorious protector, but it only envelopes the man whose integrity is perfectly pure and unassailable. Never to violate, even in the most insignificant particular, the principle of integrity is to be invincible against all the assaults of innuendo, slander, and misrepresentation. The man who has failed in one point is vulnerable, and the shaft of evil entering that point will lay him low, like the arrow in the heel of Achilles. Pure and perfect integrity is proof against all attack and injury, enabling its possessor to meet all opposition and persecution with dauntless courage and sublime equanimity. No amount of talent, intellect, or business acumen can give a man that power of mind and peace of heart which comes from an enlightened acceptance and observance of lofty moral principles. Moral force is the greatest power. Let the seeker for a true prosperity discover this force. Let him foster and develop it in his mind and in his deeds. And as he succeeds, he will take his place among the strong leaders of the earth. Such is the strong and adamantine pillar of integrity. Blessed and prosperous above all men will be he who builds its incorruptible masonry into the temple of his life. Chapter 5. The fourth pillar, system. System is that principle of order by which confusion is rendered impossible. In the natural and universal order, everything is in its place, so that the vast universe runs more perfectly than the most perfect machine. Disorder in space would mean the destruction of the universe, and disorder in a man's affairs destroys his work and his prosperity. All complex organizations are built up by system. No business or society can develop into large dimensions apart from system, and this principle is preeminently the instrument of the merchant, the businessman, and the organizer of institutions. There are many departments in which a disorderly man may succeed, although attention to order would increase his success, but he will not succeed in business unless he can place the business entirely in the hands of a systematic manager who will thereby remedy his own defect. All large business concerns have been evolved along definitely drawn systematic lines, any violation of which would be disastrous to the efficiency and welfare of the business. Complex business or other organizations are built up like complex bodies in nature, by scrupulous attention to details. The disorderly man thinks he can be careless about everything but the main end, but by ignoring the means he frustrates the end. By the disarrangement of details, organisms perish, and by the careless neglect of details, the growth of any work or concern is prevented. Disorderly people waste an enormous amount of time and energy. The time frittered away in hunting for things is sufficient, were if conserved by order, to enable them to achieve any success. For slovenly people never have a place for anything, and have to hunt, frequently for a long time, for any article which they require. In the irritation, bad humor, and chagrin which this daily hunting for things brings about, as much energy is dissipated as would be required to build up a big business or scale the highest heights of achievement in any direction.